Welcome back to iSoft Original, and on this video we're just going to continue our screen recording software we are developing. And when you take a good look at this particular recording guy, you can actually see that it has some gradient style here, and that is actually going to be what we are going to tackle on, right guys? Perfect. So today that is what we're gonna do. And if you have yet not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you won't be missing any upcoming episodes right there. And of course, I have created my own icon I want to use for this project, and this is the icon I have created. And as you can see from here, I have all these images created manually from my projects, and it looks quite amazing. So you can go ahead and then design your own style, and that is actually going to make it looks much more super and interesting. Perfect. So I'm just going to update the project with this particular design for this type of UI. So quickly, let's hop right into today's edition. All right, so first thing first, I'm just going to do is I'm just going to quickly change up the icon as I shown you. So I'm just going to import it from my main logo. That is it. So if you have the logo, you can actually use it. So I'm just going to push this a little, just like that, and I'll just extend this just a little. Perfect. That looks amazing, right guys? So this is quite interesting. Now you can see that there is a gradient section guy here. You can see the background is actually a gradient color, and it doesn't really changes anything. We just have to work along with a gradient color aspect, right guys? So let's do that. So what we're going to do actually is just to set this panel guy background color, I mean the back color, this guy, let's set it up to transparent, and we will be renaming this panel sooner or later. So once we have this, we simply have to go back to our solution right way up from here. Just right click anywhere here, just go to add, and we're just going to create our own class which contains a gradient panel, because when you take a good look at the tools, I mean the panels here, we don't have any gradient section there. We don't have any gradient panel. We just only have the flow layout panel. We have the table layout panel, and then we have then we have the panel. So those are the things we have right there. So what I'm going to do is from here, I'm just going to create a class, and I'm going to call this iSoft gradient panel, right? So it's going to be iSoft gradient panel. So from this gradient panel, I'm just going to click on add to add just a class. And what I'm going to do from this class is simply, let me just increase this for you to see what I'm gonna do right from here. So what I'm gonna say is I'm just gonna inherit a panel, because we are gonna be using a panel for this. So we're just gonna inherit a panel, and from here I'm just gonna use a protected override. Override. We're just gonna use overrides sub, and I'm just gonna call this on paint, right? Okay, so as on paint, we're just gonna use we're just gonna say e as let's use system dot windows dot forms dot paint event argument, right? So now from here we're just gonna let's clear this, and let's say let's declare control. Yes, let's declare control as color, because we're going to use colors for this, and this is going to be equals to the system color dot control, right? And let's declare window as color, and this is going to be system dot window. Perfect. Now let's declare form graphics as graphics, right? And this graphics is going to be the event.graphics or the e.graphics. So we're just going to say dim gradient, brush. Let's call this gradient brush as, new drawing. So let's use the drawing 2d.linear. So we can use the linear, or we can use any of them, but let's use the linear for now. So I'm just going to use the linear gradient brush, and this linear gradient brush is going to contain a new point, and this new point is actually going to be, let's use 0, 0 for the width and height of the point. And also we're just gonna call a new point, and this point this time we're just gonna maintain the width, and then we just leave the height to be 0. And also here we're just gonna specify some colors. So this one I'm just gonna call it color 1, and I'm just gonna call color 2, just like that. And these are functions I have to create, right? They are just not any ordinary text you have to write, but it's a function rather. So before I declare these functions, let's say the form graphics dot fill rectangle should be the gradient brush we created, and then the client rectangle. Client rectangle, right? Okay, so now once we have this, let's go ahead and then let's just create these let's just create these colors, right? So before we do that, let me quickly create a statement for them. So let's say dim color 1 as color, which is equals to, so we just have to choose our primary color, and because it is a gradient, I'm just going to use color dot white, or let's use color dot black for the first color, and let's call the color 2 as color equals to color dot white. And these are going to be the main colors which is going to handle the gradient colors. These are the colors which is going to handle the gradient colors. So now let's try to create a property, and this property is going to be from the let's give this property p color 1, right? And this property is going to be the p color 1, and let's call this color, let's declare it as a color. So from here we're just going to say get, let's say let's use the get function, and we're just going to say, let's just come down here. I just want you to see what I am doing. So I'm just going to say color 1, I'm just going to say p color 1 equal to color 1. So wherever you see p color 1, I'm referring to the color 1, right? So after this we just have to set the color 1 to the value, just like this, right guys? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this, and then just simply come down and paste it right there again, and I'm just going to call this color 2, right? So this is now going to be p color 2, and this is going to be color 2, right guys? And this is also going to be color 2. So what I have created here is just some simple function. I want it to work as a gradient panel. So we are creating our own gradient panel from scratch, and that makes it looks much more interesting. Yes, so merging the colors, we actually, now we are done. So what we have to do is we just have to build the solution. So building the solution, just go to build, and then you say build solution. So now remember the name we gave to this class, we called it iTop gradient panel. So make sure you have 1 build successful, 0 failed, everything quite awesome. Now let's go back to our panel, let's go back to our design, and from here you can see we have this. So let's come way up here. You see the gradient panel here. Just drag and drop it here, and by default you get this panel right here. That looks amazing, right guys? So what we're gonna do actually is just to delete this guy, undo that. So we're just gonna put this on that. So I'm just gonna bring this down, make sure it fits up to this guy, just like this for now. And all I'm really gonna do is I'm just gonna focus on the colors. From the colors I chose, I'm just gonna focus on them. So I have this first color, I'm just gonna copy that, and then I come here, just come down here, you get a color properties here. So with this black, I'm just gonna paste this color here, and that is actually going to be something like this. So what I'm going to do is I just want to maintain this color to be black, and I just want to paste the color right here instead. So this is what I've gotten at the end of the day. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to take this, bring this here, and take the on and bring it right way here. So I'm just going to shrink this just a little down like that, and that looks quite amazing. So this is what I have done so far. So I can go ahead and then delete this, so I can just bring this right way up here. Then I just do something like this. So this webcam is actually going to be positioned right way here, and I will just shift this way down just like this, and I'll just make sure I set the background image, the background color of these two. This, I'll just change the background to the transparent, and I change this to be transparent as well. So I'm just going to do it for all of them. That looks quite interesting and amazing. So that is quite perfect. So I'm just going to copy the same thing, just going to go copy, and I just paste it out here. So I'm just going to move this here, and I'm going to delete this guy and just bring this guy in there. Perfect. And don't forget to set the background color to be transparent, and automatically that will do the work for you. So I'm just going to bring this right way up here, and because I want to work within some distances, I'm just going to leave a little space right in between here. And with the mouse also, I'm just going to push this guy right way up here. So I'm just going to do the same thing by pasting the same thing, bring it in here, just delete this guy and bring this right way up here. And you just have to set the background color to transparent. Perfect. Just set it on also to transparent. Perfect. So just bring this in here, just delete this, and let's just bring this in here. Perfect. And that is a perfect job done. Excellent. Now let's paste one more time, and this is going to be the sound. So I'm just going to take this out, bring this right way up here, and I'm just going to delete this. So with this, I'm just going to push this way down here. That looks perfect, and I love it. And I'm just going to push it just like this. Awesome. So with the mic, I'm just going to come here. With the speaker, I'm just going to put it way right up here. Excellent. So I believe we have a very clean job, and yeah, I think it's quite interesting. Last but not the least, I'm just going to add one more, and this time this is actually going to be it's going to be this guy, which of course is going to hold a lot of functionalities right there. So I'm just going to push this way up here, just simply like this, just like that. And I am gonna move this guy just way up here, and as you can see, the text is gonna be in the middle. So from here, I'm just gonna move this text up here. And what is the text on this? Full screen, and then we come to monitor number 1. So just have the full screen, or select rain, or anything right here. So we're just going to use the full screen for now. So let's just type in full screen just like this. So just put this here, as you can see, and I'd like to go inside my Peacon, and then I'll just say arrow down, then I'll go to all, and I'll just say I like to use any of these. So I'm just going to go inside my icons, where of course I can choose any of them. So I'm just going to go inside my recording images, then I just drag and drop any of these. I think I really need this, so I'm just going to drop it right in here. Then I just choose any image related to this particular project, and you know, it's quite interesting. Perfect, job done. So whilst I am done with this, I think it's kind of cool. So from here, I'm just gonna add how do I say this, I'm just gonna add some panels or picture boxes or anything related to that. Yeah, so I'm just gonna add a picture box. I'm just gonna copy and paste it right way up here, and as you can see, there are 3, so I'm just gonna just leave them like that, or I can just, you know, take this back and shift do that. So I'm just I can really just highlight everything from here, then I just push it, undo that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just select only the panels by holding shift to select only the panels, and let's just shift them by using the shift key. Okay, so let's just shift them to this side. That looks amazing, and we are good to go. So I'm just gonna take this back just like this. That is kind of cool. So from this section, I just have to bring this here and make it kind of big, just like this. And from here, you can see we have, you know, the monitor, that is the recording screen, the sound, and then the game, right? So this is the right place to choose those guys from where we added. So I'm just gonna use this. There you go. So from here, I'm just gonna make it this style, just like this, and then I'm just gonna copy paste it, put it way up here. Then I'm just gonna paste it right again and do this. Perfect. So what we're gonna do is we just have to set up the sizes of this, and as you can see, they are all 49 49 49. So let's make it 40 40. Okay, so let's make it 35 35. Okay, so let's make it 30 30. That looks, you know, much more capable. So let's just bring this here, bring this here, and let's just bring this here. All right, so let's just try and scale it up just a little, just to, you know, I just want to make sure I get the accuracy of this. So let's select the 3, and let's make sure we get something like 35 35. That looks amazing, and I really love this. Okay, so this is actually going to be the game. So I'm just going to choose the game. That is going to be the pad. So where is it? There you go. Perfect, job done. And this is actually going to be the sound if I want to record only sound. So that is where it's going to do that magic. So I'm just going to import only the sound from this section, and that really makes it looks amazing. This is what I have done from here, and I would like to just position the microphone according to how I decided to do that, just like that, and that looks amazing. Don't forget to save your project, and I really love this, right guys? I really love this. This looks amazing. So before we start to, you know, debug to test this out, I would like to reduce this a little, just a little way up, just like that, and I really love this. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm just gonna go to build and rebuild solution, and it's gonna build everything for me, and I will be getting everything just right there. But when you take a good look at this guy, you can see the colors are just, you know, in line. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to set this back color to be the black color. So it's actually gonna set the color to the same thing. And with the images as well, I can decide to, instead of using zoom, I can say auto size, or no, not auto size, but I can use stretch, or I can just say center image, or let's use the zoom for now. I think the zoom is quite interesting, it's quite enough. So once we have this, I think we can, go ahead and then add additional functionalities to this particular project. And we have these sections as well. These are other sections. We're gonna tackle them and then just place them right beneath this section. So how we're gonna do that is just copy paste this and put it right here. So let's check it out. So there you go. Is very small, so just gonna take this just down a little, just like this, and let's see where it's just gonna be started. So it's just gonna be started from here. Excellent. And what is the text? It's just gonna be create my creations, and we have 4 of them. So just gonna copy the speaker. Let's just paste it once again here, just like that. And this is actually going to be called my creations. Perfect. And I'm just going to increase the font size a little to maybe 10, right? Just something like that. Maybe 12 is kind of cool. Let's just use the 12 or 11. I think 11 is not bad. I think 11 is kind of cool. So let's just maintain this. And after my creation, there is something which gives a division. Then we add a watermark, then we add quick launcher. So I'm just gonna copy this 3 times, paste. Let's just bring it up way here. Another one, just bring it way here, and the last one, let's just bring it way up here. Perfect. So let's see, this is actually going to be the watermark, right? So this is going to be watermark, right? And let's see the second one. The third one is going to be quick launcher, right? So let's just bring this way down, sorry, here. Then let's call this quick launcher, right? So it's just going to be quick launcher. Excellent. Then after the quick launcher, we just have the user guide. That is where it's actually going to guide the people for them to use up the system. So we're just going to say user guide. Excellent job done. Now let's take a good look at the icons and let's try to get the same thing. So I'm just going to put this here to see my icons very well. So from the icon section, I'll just pull up my icon box and I'm just going to say list. So it's just going to be something like a list. So I'm just going to say, let's use this guy. It's kind of cool. Oh, this guy is kind of cool. So I'm just gonna say this is kind of cool. That is going to be used for the list, and I'm just gonna say stamp. I think I should be able to get a stamp image on that. So this is actually going to be this, and I really love this. That is going to be a watermark, and I'm just gonna say grid, and that is going to be something like this. So I need something unique for the quick launcher. So let's see, I just want to use something, let's use this. Excellent. And let's say the user guide, right? So let's say guide. So with the user guide, I would like to use maybe a user or a person or something, a tourist guide or something like that, right? So let's just use these guys. So this is going to be a tourist guy, so that is going to be this guy. And this quick launch is actually going to be it's going to be the grid guy, this. And this watermark is going to be the stamp. So let's just quickly do that. So that is actually going to be the stamp. So this is it. Let's just keep this in mind. And the last one is actually going to be this the list. So let's see for the list. Where is it? There you go. Perfect. And we are good to go, but left with one thing, right? So we just have to do the division from this section, and we can use the line. We can use the line, I think. Separate, I think there should be a line here, but I don't know the reason why I'm not getting it. But let's use a panel. So let's just drop just a normal panel here, and let's set the panel color, you know, to the gray color, right? So I'm just gonna say light gray. Excellent. And I'm just gonna set the width to this. Then I just bring it way up here, something like this, just like this. And with let's see something here. I just want to use the width of it. Let's use 1. I think 1 is cool. And with the height, we're just going to use 30, or let's make it 20. 20 is kind of cool. So just have to, you know, position it somewhere way down here. Let's copy, paste it one more time. Let's bring it here, do like this, just bring this here. So just have to, you know, extend this a little to get a division very well, just like that. Excellent. So let's just bring this here, and let's paste it one more time, and let's just bring this here as our division. Perfect. So once we are done with this, we can just go to project, build, and then rebuild solution to see whatever we have done at the end of the day. And as you can see, we are building something similar to this particular project, even more better than this, right? I'm not saying it is better than that. I'm just trying to express what I'm, you know, trying to, you know, do something about this. So let's try it out by, you know, starting up. Now this is what we have done at the end of the day. And I believe this is quite awesome, and I really love it. You know, I really love this. And you know, this is what we have done out of this, and it's quite, you know, interesting and very, very, you know, much more, you know, much more convincing. So on our next video, we're just gonna end here. On our next video, we're just gonna see how we can add up the dragging effects, or how we can code up to, you know, make the drag and drop works. And also, this guy is going to be fixed. You can see we have to set the background color to be transparent, and we're just going to add, you know, some hover effects and all that to this particular project. And we will be adding, you know, a red color, or this color, to be the activated color here. And you know, it's quite not necessarily to do the same thing as he did, and I don't really support that, right? So we have to do things on our own way. So I can decide to copy this, come here, and then just paste it as an active icon, right? Or I can decide to use the red as an active icon. It doesn't really matter. You just have to get to know how you want to do your thing, and that is actually going to be how the whole thing is going to be, right? So you can decide to choose you know, this color is going to be quite awesome, and I believe this color is kind of cool. So just have to go to project, build, rebuild solution, and that is going to actually build the whole thing up for you, and your project is going to be amazing. Alright guys, so on our next video, we're just going to see how we can add the hover effects and all that to this particular project, and it's going to make it look sick. It's going to make it look super. My name still remains iSoft Original, and if you have yet not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you won't be missing any upcoming episode on this awesome iTech screen recorder 3.0 version we are developing in Visual Studio. Thank you for subscribing, and you can get the you know, the source code in the description. Just download, you know, follow all my social media handles, and I promise you, you will never regret this. Thank you, and have a nice day. And iSoft Original is out.